As you know, anything worth doing in our businesses and for our brands requires time, and it also requires the right things to make it happen. We can't just show up in this box and hope that things are just going to work the way that we want them to because we had an idea and we got it put out into the world, which, by the way, high five for you if you did that. Building something here on YouTube to build a brand, to grow your business, to do the things that this YouTube thing is supposed to do requires time, effort, and dedication. But it also doesn't need to come at the expense of the other things that you need to be doing in your business. I understand that you are probably working in your business, and there's nothing wrong with that. Part of what we have to do to get where we want to do, to whether it's passive income or getting more leads or hiring people things out, all that requires that level. But you have to know what you're doing here on YouTube in order to be effective. And if you want to be effective, you have to have the right plan in place. You have to have the right tools, and which is why you're here to get my 7 tips on how you can maximize what you're doing here on YouTube while minimizing time and inefficiencies. Because YouTube is going to pay you dividends no matter where you are on your journey, whether you are just getting started, whether you're on growth, or whether you're just looking for the next level of maintain. Your business will thank you for showing up here in this box, I promise you. So let me share with you what I know, because I've been doing this for over 5 years, and I have really figured out how to really just churn these out, be effective, get them done right, and do all the things that it takes to support it. By the way, my name is Desiree, and I'm here to help you with your online marketing, period. Whether you're a creator, an entrepreneur, a business owner, wherever you are at, that is what we do here. And I have been doing this here for a minute. I started back in August of 2017. And some of these things I'm gonna share with you today, I have been doing since the beginning, because I needed them to be in place in order to be effective with what I was trying to do. So first things first, we need to schedule things out. You need to dedicate time to this every single week. You are your most important customer. I am my most important customer, and you need to really think about that in that way. When you stop marketing and building your brand and your business, and you only do it when you are in starvation mode or fright mode, it's gonna come through and it's gonna be super obvious. You need to understand that you are here for the long haul, and that this is part of what you need to do every single week in your brand. So you want to schedule when you're going to spend time on YouTube, and when you're going to create for YouTube, and when you're going to do your post-production for YouTube. That might sound like a lot of time, Des, I only have so much, but honestly, you could clock this out in a specific chunk of time every single week. So for me, my creation day is Monday. I wake up at the butt crack of dawn every day. I wake up at 6 every single day, and I focus on content creation in the morning. I get my kids ready for school. I go to the gym, and then I come back and I do more things. But Monday is clocked out for me to create content here on YouTube. My goal is usually to create a minimum of 2 videos. I aim for 4. I want to be ahead with my content because I have life happen to me sometimes. I travel, I have things going on, and I just need to be able to account for that when I can't show up on these Mondays to create, which isn't a lot, but it still does happen. Figure out how much time does it take you to research a video, figure out your title, set up situation for you, whatever that looks like, and hit that record button so that you can do this. Schedule time to do this every single week so that it is never forgotten or unprioritized. So my next thing is I want you to set up your set. Now, I'm a big believer in the creation station. My buddy Owen named that thing. I like to be able to have all of the things that make this box look good, including my mic that is hanging in my camera. I like to have everything in place so that I can just turn on the software I use for recording, which is StreamYard, by the way, and just record it and make it all of the things I need happen. Without having this easily set up. I have to put my lights up and set up my camera and make sure that my batteries are charged and have my SD card ready and do all of these extra steps, which are really, really cumbersome. How I have this set up is this spot where you see me is my creation spot. That is my work computer. I work there. I create, do Zoom calls, podcast here. They're separate computers and separate setups because it just requires a lot of bandwidth for me Do you need to do this? No. Will it make your life easier? Heck yes, it will. So how my setup is I have my camera that is mounted to my desk that is always here ready to go. I have it plugged in so that I have a battery that I never have to charge. I have my lighting that I can just turn on. It's on a smart plug. I just go into my app and I turn it on and boom, I have lighting. And then I have the mic set up that I kind of pushed up that you saw a second ago. I have my mic set up so I don't ever have to do that. Minimize friction for recording. Having to set up every time is a friction point. So by simplifying it and making it kind of a spot where you can leave it set up to manage and do all the time will get you far. It doesn't have to be this whole setup like I have. You could do it with the ring light and a webcam, minimize that friction, set your setup and leave it so you can set it and forget it. Now I've created a freebie that you can go down. That's my checklist of everything that I do in my videos that you can kind of use if you want to reference that. So you know from start to finish that everything is getting done with your video. What this looks like is that you sit down and you know every single thing I need to do. I need to do my hair and makeup. I need to have my clothes. I need to have my camera set up. I need to know what I'm recording. I need to research my title. I need to research my videos. I need to know what my title is. I need to have a plan for what I'm doing for my thumbnail. I need to have my notes and or script. We are breaking down every single thing so we know what we have to do, who has to get what when you're gonna be doing different things, all of the stuff that goes into your videos. When you have a system, it allows for you to know every single thing you need to do so nothing gets missed. There's nothing worse than recording a video and forgetting to do your thumbnail. There's nothing worse than getting all of this set up and recording 4 videos just to find out your audio doesn't work. There are so many pieces. So you just wanna make sure you have that checklist to reference so that you know what you're doing. You're not missing any vital steps. To have a successful video, every piece of it needs to get done. So now we're gonna actually talk about the video part. So the thing that you need to do, and this is what everyone says, you're gonna research your videos and you're gonna use a tool to help you, and that is gonna be vidIQ. Now, vidIQ is what I have used for years to create my videos. YouTube is a provider of data. When you break down how YouTube works, it's all about how people are clicking on it, how long people are watching your video, what they're doing once they watch it. So what's cool about vidIQ is it takes all of that data and processes it into one place to not only tell you how your channel is doing, but it's also gonna give you ideas on what kind of content you should make based on what your channel very specifically is doing. Yes, vidIQ has research tools. Yes, vidIQ you can put in your keywords or try and figure out what the best ones that you should use for your titles. All that stuff is in there. But what I really like is the idea tool, because sometimes I'm just really struggling with what I should be making on my channel, and it kind of guides me through, hey, this is what's working well. These are some opportunities for you. I also like that once I'm done with my keyword research and I figured out what my main keyword is for my title, I'm able to take it into their AI title bot situation that they have going on, and it can help me generate a title that's going to actually be really good and click through. Rather than saying something like how to use YouTube, it's going to say 7 tips to be a better YouTube creator, right? That's kind of how that workflow is. So by doing that, it's going to help me have a better video outcome, and it's going to help you have a video outcome. It's because it's using data to do it. There are so many great things that vidIQ has to offer, so definitely explore it. Links to everything I'm going to talk about you can find down below, but that's a great one for you to do, and that's a great way to research so you can do this. Research what videos you should make and know what the title is before you hit that record button. Now, when we're talking about and being in here and creating the content, you have to have the right tools in place. I'm not going to give you tips on how to record a video and what goes into that. Check the checklist that I talked about earlier, but I want to talk about having the right tools to make this happen. The number one most important tool for you to have when you're doing this is the right tool for recording your content, which is why this video is brought to you by StreamYard, and they have been my partners here on this channel for ever and ever. I have been a very, very, very early adopter of this tool, and I have watched it grow from just this live streaming tool to this full browser-based production studio. You can do everything that you want within the back end of StreamYard. You can record your videos, do screen sharings, do guest invites. You can do your podcast. You can clip your content into vertical video and reshare it to other places, including TikTok and Instagram and Facebook. The tool capacity and the customization that's available within StreamYard is the one-man band studio situation to have success. Please check out StreamYard for free down in the description below. This is where I record my videos every week. It's where I record the Women in Video podcast. It's where I spend the vast majority of my time. When it comes to tools, StreamYard is the one tool I think that everyone who's doing video needs to have in their side pocket, period. Now, other tools I like to use on my content creation journey include Adobe Express. Adobe Express has been creating my thumbnails. I usually use a service, which we'll talk about in our next tip, which is outsourcing. I used to use a thumbnail service, which I highly recommend to you, but I just wanted to get a little bit more hands-on with my process so I wasn't so detached from it, which I had kind of gotten. And I've been using Adobe Express a lot to do it because it's simple. I can very easily like clip out backgrounds, make blurry backgrounds, put in text. They have lots of great text libraries, but I kind of have built like this template that I can use that is systemized it by having tools that kind of allows for you to simplify and maximize like what's happening so you can streamline your process and make it much quicker. I also like using ChatGPT. ChatGPT helps me like reword my descriptions for my videos. I'm able to say, hey, ChatGPT, you're writing a YouTube description. It's about this, and this is a keyword that we're targeting. Please write me a 2-paragraph description. And it helps me do that from like an optimization standpoint, from like a relatability standpoint. I've taught it my voice, the Desiree Martinez way of saying things. And so it works to write that description in that way where it sounds like me, but has the best chance for optimization and reach. So those are some of the tools that I really like using when it comes to like this whole process. I use vidIQ, StreamYard, of course, Adobe Express, and ChatGPT are the big ones I've been using a lot lately to help me with what I'm doing here on this channel. The right tools for maximum efficiency and streamline the process so much more. Now, like I said, when I was talking about tools, our next option is outsourcing. Now, since day one, I have had an editor. I have edited only one video on this channel because I wanted to see what it was like, and it was awful because it was so time consuming. If there's ever a skill or a task that is definitely below your pay grade, it's going to be editing because it requires a certain ability to hold the attention of the viewer. I went to college for this. I have a bachelor's of arts in multimedia art and animation, and I spent a greater part of 2 years doing things related to editing and holding attention. So when I say it's a lot of work and a specific skill and something that is below your pay grade, I mean it, okay? It's not because you can't do it, it's because it's a bottleneck. Every YouTuber I talk to will say that one of the first things that they outsource is video editing because it's such a time suck for them. It's something that's really hard for them to let go of because they have such a specific look and feel, but it's right there at the top. Now you can get this done for you with a service like I use, which is called VidPros. They're the best. I'm working with them for almost a year. Great company, they just get it. Like they get it really well and they work with you to get done. They have a great system in the back end where like you can send them notes, how it works seamlessly, and usually within 48 hours of me sending them a video, I have a fully edited video to review to send notes back onto. And oftentimes I don't have to send them that many notes back because we have a good thing going because we've been doing this together for such a long time, which is what you'll get to as well. You can send all of the videos. I send them all 2 to 4 at a time and it gets done. Another thing that you can outsource is thumbnails. Again, like I said, I have a background in multimedia art. I have been using Photoshop since 2001. So when I say thumbnail design is a very specific skill that requires a very specific thought process, I mean it. Now, I have taken this back into house to kind of have a little bit more touch on it and try and be a little bit more relatable, personable from the thumbnail perspective. But the services that I use called customthumbnails.com, they have done a great job for me and they brought my click-through rate up to like 10% with the designs that we were doing. So it's a great way to get awesome impressions and great click-through rates by working with a service like theirs. Another outsource point can be a VA. One of the things that I've had in my system is I record my videos, I send them to the editor, but the VA does the like labor. He repurposes them to blogs on the website. Like having that outsourced person who takes care of those time-consuming tasks that are taking away from your income-producing activities is really helpful. So when I talk about the outsourcing things that you could possibly do, editing, thumbnail design, and like the actual execution publications of your videos, that's a bottleneck that you can really offload. So maybe all you do is record the videos and then hand them to the system to work for you. Now, my final tip for you, and this kind of ties back into scheduling, is going to be you want to batch your content. I cannot emphasize enough to you batching your content. I mentioned it earlier, scheduling, getting it done, but batching your content is going to be the secret to how you have success because it's going to get you ahead. It's going to allow for you to maximize your time. The one activity in all of content creation that allows for you to maximize your efficiency is batching your content because recording the video is the easy part. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. Recording is easy. All the things that go into making the YouTube video work is the easiest part. I sit down here and record these videos. Maybe it takes me 2 hours. The putting it into YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, all the things. Batching my content is the least time consuming thing that I do because it's the money maker for sure. Like everyone thinks this is the hardest part and it is so totally not. You just really need to understand that your time matters so much, and that paired with the fact that YouTube is going to do so much to amplify what you're doing in your business. And if you don't believe me, watch this video that I have for you right here where I talk to you about how YouTube has literally changed my life.